If you were wondering how to break no contact with somebody who has a dismissive avoidant attachment style, you have come to the right place. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. This is Dismissible Me, where I only speak about dismissive avoidant attachment from the perspective of somebody who has severe dismissive avoidant attachment. So please hit the like button, subscribe for my daily videos Monday through Friday, and comment down below. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what your attachment style is, and any questions you would like to see me do a video on, you can drop them down below as well, or you can email me. But getting right into the video, how can you break no contact with somebody who is a dismissive avoidant or has a dismissive avoidant attachment style? And I feel like this: if you're going to reach out to me, which I've done a million videos and stated that for me, I'm not coming back after no contact. But if I was, when I respond to people after no contact, this is the way to get me to respond, is what I'll say. When somebody is direct with me about what it is that they want, it is the best policy. Now, I know that is not for everybody, but for me personally, if you hit me up and it's been, let's say it's been 90 days. Let's say it's been 60, 90 days. You've given somebody a good chunk of time, almost a quarter, to get it together, to have some space, to figure out if they want to, if they miss you, if they want to miss you. Be direct. Hey, I've been thinking about you. I've been missing you. Can we have a conversation? I would text this person if you still have text access, or email them, social media, if you still have access to them in that way. That's how I would do it. Direct communication through an indirect means of communication, to me, is your best bet, because you've said everything that you need to say. You're also preparing me for the tough conversation that you would like to have with me that's uncomfortable for both of us. And then I get to make the decision as to whether or not I'm going to move forward. Anything other than that, I almost find insulting and offensive. Like when people have tried to break no contact with me and you're trying to beat around the bush. Hey, excuse me? How are you doing? Oops, excuse my alarm. Or how are things going? Trying to have small talk. Can't stand small talk. Get to the point. If you come in trying to small talk me and I'm already a person that doesn't do small talk, I'm just turned off. I may not even respond. And I know how terrible that sounds, but we're already in no contact. I may not respond to that. But somebody who's being very direct with me, again, in this indirect way, I wouldn't necessarily say do it, call somebody, but you could. You know your person better than I do. But that allows them the time to, number one, if they're busy or have something else going on or need to get themselves to a different space to respond to you, give it some time. You can give them some time. I would not expect to reach out to somebody after 60, 90 days, 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months, and expect for them to respond in 5 minutes. I would say maybe I'll respond a few hours later. Maybe I'll respond a day later. It could be a couple of days. It depends. I feel like it very much depends on how a situation ended, how quickly I will respond, plus what I actually have going on in my actual life. Just because you sent me a text out of the blue doesn't mean that I have to stop doing my job, stop working, leave the birthday party because I got a text from Kenneth, and Kenneth wants to talk right now and get back together. No, give me some time to respond to you. Do not expect an immediate response, and contact me and be very direct. Again, using an indirect way of communication, like texting, not something that's putting this person on the spot. Because especially somebody who lacks the communication skills, if you call them, they might have that conversation with you. If you still have phone access, they may have that conversation with you, but the fact that you put them on the spot like that, and they may not have been expecting that, maybe they were just thinking the conversation was going to be light, that may be your last phone call. And I know that sounds crazy, and I know that sounds really harsh, but if you put me on the spot and make me feel uncomfortable like that, like, again, You're trying to put this relationship pressure on me and I may not be ready for it. Give me an opportunity to be prepared for the conversation. Again, we haven't spoken in a while. Now, if you're trying to break no contact after a week, come on now, hold it together. You need more time. That could also be a reason why somebody's not responding, is it's way too soon. They're not even missing you yet. If you can't go 45 days without no contact with somebody who's actually dismissive avoidant, or has a dismissive avoidant attachment style, I should say, this might be why you're not getting the results that you want, is because, again, there hasn't been enough time, or you're not giving that person the space that they need to even feel like you respect their boundaries. That's what it really boils down a lot to with me, is not respecting my boundary to have space. So give the person the space. Give that person the space to respond to you. Again, do not expect that person to respond to you right away. If they do, fantastic, amazing. Whether it's, yay, I want to have the conversation, or no, I'm good, I'm moving on. At least you got a response right away, right? You 10 steps ahead of most people, according to the comment section. The comment section's everywhere, all around the globe. Give them an opportunity to process the fact that you want to have a conversation and gather themselves and get it all together. Because to me, and I know this is going to sound harsh and somebody's not going to like this, but if we're in a no contact situation, I no longer feel obligated to respond to anything that you're sending me, because we're in a state of we're not communicating. And especially if I'm the person that's gone no contact, I know that I thought long and hard about the consequences of leaving a situation and not talking to you. So your best bet is to be direct, because I can make that decision very quickly as to whether or not I want to proceed. If you're the person that went no contact, it may be more likely that they will respond to you or want to have a conversation, because maybe for some reason they didn't get the closure that they needed. For the people that think that closure comes from another person, because it doesn't. You might think that it does, but it really doesn't. They may respond to you a little bit faster. But typically with me, I ain't never coming back. But if I've made the decision to walk and go no contact, it's going to be a lot harder to get me to respond than if you did and I was still wanting the relationship or still wanting to try or that type of thing. But I would not, under any circumstance, expect an immediate response. Know that it may be a day or two. It may even be the whole weekend. If you text them on a Friday, you might not hear from them until Monday or Tuesday. But also keep in mind that what happened in your situation with this person? How did it end? How do you think that they were feeling? Oh, I don't know how they were feeling. They never told me. Okay, but what were their actions saying? Were they withdrawing, or were they trying to still be involved? Was there a lot of arguing? Because, especially if there was a lot of arguing, I may not necessarily want to have a conversation with you. But the texting, back to the main point of this. Texting and being very direct that you want to have a conversation about the relationship. It may not even be back together, but I want to have a conversation with you about the relationship. I want to not be in a space with you where we're not communicating, and then wait for them to respond. Now, me personally, if they don't respond after 3 days, I'm not thinking about you anymore. Like, it was cute. You have to decide what your boundaries are. I think that's the biggest struggle for most people, is not having boundaries, not being able to say when, not being able to put a deadline on it. And I think people put deadlines on it, but they're fake. They don't actually have any intent on walking away at that point. You have to be able to walk away. People have to know that you are willing to walk away. Walking away is not... I don't see it as a mean act. I see it as self-preservation. Even when people walk away from me, like, okay, they needed something that I couldn't give them. They're doing what's best for them. That's fine. And I just dropped another video. Check the playlist, like, subscribe, shameless plug. Or I speak about no contact and all that. But be direct. Let them know exactly what you want. You want to have a conversation. You want to talk about X, Y, and Z, and then wait for them to respond. If they respond in a decent amount of time, great. If they never respond, you know exactly where you stand. If I reach out to you one time after no contact and you don't respond, I'm for sure not going to reach out again. I would not reach out again because you've already done enough. Well, if you reach out more than once, now you're chasing. If you reach out to me more than once after I've gone no contact, my chest is going to be tight. I'm thinking about somebody right now. Absolutely, please stop. There's a reason why, a good reason why I'm not responding to you. You might have crossed a major boundary, or they're very, very done. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. So again, text, be very direct, expect that it's going to take some time, and just know what your boundaries are when you're going to walk away. Family, that is all I have for you today. Like, subscribe, let me know what's true for you, what your experience was. Drop your attachment style. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if there's any videos or questions you'd like to see me answer in a video down below. Email me. I have call options if you'd like to talk about your situation with an avoidant. And family, I will be tapping in with you very soon. Keep it real.